Hi, I'm Amanda, and welcome to Athletic Stretch. This class is going to help to increase your flexibility and improve mobility. All you're going to need today is a yoga mat, a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a belt, works great here. And then if you have a couple yoga blocks, those as well. Otherwise, you won't need them. I can give indication. All right, so we're going to start in a child's pose. So our big toes are together, and then we're going to bring our knees apart. And then we're going to reach our arms out nice and chest sink down towards the mat. So our fingertips are spread wide here, and we just want to take a few inhales and exhales, really feel the hips push back and that chest push down. And take a few inhales through the nose and then exhale through the mouth. And again, inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And then from here, we're going to walk your hand closest to me over the side, and then that back palm is going to come right on top, and then press down. Pull that hip back so we'll feel a big stretch all the way from the shoulder down through the hip. And then come through center, and we're going to go all the way to the other side. That palm on top, and then press that chest down. Feel that stretch all through the side, up through the lats. And come back to center one more time. Press that chest through. Nice. We'll come up to a tabletop position. So our knees are under our hips and our wrists are under our shoulders. And we're going to turn our fingertips back towards our knees. If you cannot get your fingertips all the way turned, you can come slightly out here. But what we want to do is stretch our forearms. So we're going to start to lean those hips back. Let the palms come off the mat. Keep the fingertips on the mat and feel that stretch. It doesn't take much here. And then nice and slow, come back up. And again, one more time, lean back gently. Feel those forearms stretch all right through here, through the wrists. And nice and slow, come back up. Turn those fingertips back to forward. And we're just going to start to warm up the spine. So we're going to take an inhale, pull that chest through, look up, hips spike up. And then exhale, push the floor away, round the spine, tuck the chin. Feel that back stretch. And again, pull that chest through, look up. And then exhale, round and push the floor away, tuck those hips. Last time, pull that chest through, look up. And then exhale, round. And very nice. Go ahead and come back to neutral. From here, we're going to come into what is called a puppy pose. So just like child's pose, except our hips are going to stay over our knees. We're just going to reach those arms out nice and long. So this is going to get a little more deeper into your upper back, shoulders. And now we're going to press that chest down. So you'll feel that stretch deeper. You want to try to push that chest towards your mat. It may not get there, but that is that we want to go. And then as that mobility increases, you'll be able to get down further and further. Nice and slow, come back up. We're going to bring our hands back under our shoulders. And we're going to open out to the side, and our back leg is going to come out like a kickstand. And then we're going to roll open. So our hips are stacked, our shoulders are stacked. This wrist is directly under our shoulder here. And then we're going to reach that arm up, turn the palm to face forward, and then reach overhead. So feeling a big stretch through the side body here. And we're just going to take 3 circles nice and slow down around for 1, and 2, and 3. Hold it here. And reverse down for 1 and 2 and 3. Hold it here one more time. Big reach overhead, stretch. And release. Come back down to center. And we're going to go right to the other side. So I'm going to turn so that you can see from behind here. So again, that foot will kick out. And then we're going to roll those hips up, reach that arm straight. Turn the palm forward and reach overhead. And then nice and slow circle here for 1. And 2. And 3. Hold it here. And reverse for 1. And 2. And 3. One more time, big stretch, reach. Very nice. Come back down to tabletop. And we're going to come into thread the needle. So the arm closest to me is going to rotate up, take a twist. And then as we exhale, we're going to thread that arm through. So our shoulder and our cheek come to the mat. And feel that shoulder stretch. Feel the twist, upper back stretch here. Our hips stay over our knees. And then press through that hand, come up, counter twist. And then exhale, bring that hand down. We're going to go right to the other side. So sweep the hand furthest from you up. And then thread it through. Again, that shoulder and cheek to the mat. And just hold here. And press through that hand, come up. Counter twist. And back down. From here, we're going to slide all the way down. So we're going to come down onto our belly. And we're going to do what's called a straight jacket. So this arm closest to me is going to come in front. And then your other arm is going to slide underneath. So making a cross here. We want the cross to be up by our shoulder, or excuse me, our collarbones, not down across our chest. And then just start to work into it here. And then once you are worked down, you're going to just let that head fall through. So you're feeling the stretch in the shoulders and the back here. And just a few more breaths here. And then nice and slow, we're going to come up and just start to kind of rock side to side. We're going to switch it out. So now that arm furthest from me is on top. The other arm crosses underneath. Work yourself down here. And then let that chin fall forward. Feel that stretch. Just a few more here. Very nice. Nice and slow, start to come up. And one more stretch here while we're on our belly. We're going to come into a scorpion. So the arm closest to me is going to extend out long, palm down. And then we're going to bend that knee away from me and bend our hand, and then our cheek's going to come to the mat. We're going to roll that hip open and you're trying to touch your toe to your hand. It's not going to touch, but that is the direction that you want to go. Feel that twist, feel that stretch in the shoulder. Yeah, nice and slow, come back to center, and we're going to go to the other side. So that other arm will extend out, bend that knee, and then roll that hip open. Very nice. Roll back to center. And then from here, we'll place our wrists under our shoulders, push ourselves up in the tabletop. And then we're going to come into a down dog. So we tuck our toes and then push those hips up and back. So in this first down dog, you can pedal your feet. Just start to work into those calves and hamstrings here. Just a few more breaths. Your knees can be as bent as they need to be here as well. Press that chest through the arms. And from here, we're going to step your leg closest to me through, right between our hands, and then lower that back knee. And we're going to rise up. So we're going to start with our legs, both legs in 90-degree angles. We're going to interlace our fingers and place them on our thigh here. So our spine is neutral. And what we're going to do, I like to think if you had like a belt buckle here, think like you're looking down and trying to pull that belt buckle up and turn the hip. So it's a slight tuck, squeeze that glute, and look down so you're feeling that stretch in that quad. And then release it, come back to neutral. And again, pull, tuck here, and feel that stretch in that quad, squeeze that back cheek. And release. Last time, tuck, slight tuck, squeeze, feel that stretch. And release. From here, everything stays the same, and we're just going to start to shift those hips forward. So now we're in a low lunge, like you're trying to connect that hamstring to the back of the calf. And this back thigh, you're feeling that stretch a little deeper in that quad. And just hold here a few breaths. Your hands can be interlaced on your thigh. It's more comfortable on your hips. And then from here, we're going to lean forward, plant our hands, and then shift back. So we're going to flex this front foot, like you're trying to pull it back to your shin. This leg is straight so that we're feeling the hamstring and calf stretch here. Our hips are over our knee, so we're not sinking. Just hold here, feel the calf, hamstring, open up. Just a few more breaths. And then nice and slow, shift forward. Stay leaning forward, tuck that back toe, lift that knee up. Your hand will plant strong here under the shoulder, and then twist up, reach and rotate. Bring that hand down. We're going to take a big step to the front of our mat. Feet hip width apart, forward fold. So just hold here a few breaths. And then nice and slow, we're going to ragdoll up. So everything's going to hang loose. And we're just going to roll up vertebra by vertebra. Our head is our last thing to come up. And then once we get up, we'll take a big inhale. Down to our sides. And then start to fold with a flat back all the way back down. One more time, ragdoll up. Inhale as we rise. And then at the top, reach up overhead. And then exhale, arms to our sides, and then start to fold forward, flat back, forward fold. And then we're going to plant our hands, step back, and then push back up into a downward facing dog. Very nice. Just take a few breaths here. Maybe pedal the feet again. Alright, so we're going to step now the foot furthest from me through our hands. coming into that 90-degree lunge here. Rise up. And we'll interlace our fingers and place them on our thigh. And again, think of pulling that belt buckle up to look at it so that you can see it and squeeze that glute. So again, squeeze, feel that quad stretch. And release. And again, squeeze that glute, tuck, feel the quad. And release. Last time, tuck. And release. And we'll sink into that low lunge. So we just sink those hips forward, long extension through that quadricep, and hold here. And then plant the hands, shift back, flex that foot. Feel that calf, hamstring stretch on the side. Just a few more breaths here. And we'll shift forward into that runner's lunge. So we're going to plant that hand right under the shoulder here, tuck that back toe, and then rotate up, take that twist. Very nice. Bring that hand down, and a big step to the front of our mat. Forward fold. And we're going to ragdoll up. Everything hangs loose. Roll. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to the sides as we start to fold back down. Forward fold. And we'll plant our hands and step back into a plank. And then push back up, downward facing dog. We're going to stay in this down dog. And we're going to take the foot furthest away from me and just cross it behind the other ankle. And we're going to press up onto the ball of that foot, and then lower back down. And again, press up, lower down, and up. Lower down. Last time, press it up, lower it down. And switch it out. And we press it up, lower down. Press it up and down. Really press through the ball of that foot here. Press up and down. Last one. Up and down. Uncross the feet. And we're going to walk our hands. We're going to forward fold at the back of our mat now. And one more time, ragdoll up nice and slow. Okay, so from here, we're going to grab our strap or our belt. We're going to do what's called shoulder flossing. So you're going to grab, you want it a nice, you don't want any loose, it's sagging here, so nice and tight. And what we're going to do is we'll start at our hip, and we're going to bring our arms up and around. So the key here is to make sure those arms stay straight. So the wider you go, the easier that's going to be. And then as you increase the mobility in your shoulders, you can get closer and closer. So do a few tests here. Find where you need to grab on that strap. And then we'll do about 10 here. So we lift up and over for 1. And back. And 2. And back. Another thing you'll notice here is that the only thing moving is my shoulders. So as I'm lifting, I'm not pushing my chest forward, and then I'm not rounding here. Everything stays neutral, and I just move from within that shoulder. And we got 5 more here. And back. And 4. And back. 3. And back. Last 2. And back. Last 1. And back. All right, keep that strap. Let's do a few shoulder rolls, maybe open the chest and round. So next we're gonna come into an overhead squat. I'm gonna keep that band. I'm gonna face forward so you can see me. Our feet are gonna come wide, and we're gonna slightly turn our toes out on an angle. That strap is gonna come wide over our head. Our arms are straight. Roll those shoulders back and down. Pull that core in tight. And we're gonna start to try to lower those hips towards the mat, keeping our arms straight. So we start to bend the knees and lower all the way down. You might not get as low as I am. Get as low as you can without those heels popping off the mat. And then start to press through, come all the way up. I'm going to show you from the side. See, my arms are slightly behind here. And start to lower those hips. My chest stays tall, my shoulders stay up. And nice and slow, press all the way up. And we'll do one more here. Start to sink down low. And press it up. And very nice. Go ahead, set the strap off to the side. We'll use it again a little later. And we'll come back to the back of our mat, feet hip width apart. Take an inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold back down with a flat back, forward fold. And we're just gonna walk our hands back out. So we're back in that downward facing dog. Push those hips high. The leg furthest from me is gonna step forward. And then we're gonna turn to our right here so that we're facing forward in a straddle. So adjust your feet as wide as you need them to be. And then press our hands down and then press into the mat, trying to pull the crown of the head towards the mat. Feel that stretch. Just take a few breaths here. And from here, we're going to inhale, come up, and we're going to go into what's called a surfer lunge. So we're just going to shift over to our left here. If leaning forward is too much in this position, if you have a block or something here that can give you a little support. So feel that stretch in the inner thigh here. And then inhale, come up through center. And then to the other side, stretch. And again, press up through center and then to the other side. Sink those hips back. Our shoulders stay in a direct line with our hips so we're not hunching forward. Nice flat back here. And one more time, come up through center and shift. And then last time, press up back into our straddle. One more time, fold forward. come up, inhale, come up to a flat back, and then just turn yourself to face back towards the front of your mat. And then press back into your downward dog. Few breaths here. And then go ahead, lower down to the knees. And just sink the hips back, take a child's pose. Okay, it's nice and slow. We're going to rise back up into a tabletop. And we're going to get into our hips. So that leg closest to me, we're going to do some hip circles. So we're going to lift that knee straight up, rotate it out to the side, and then bring it down. And up, out, and down. Up, and down. 4. And last one this way, 5. Now we're going to reverse it. So we're going to go out to the side, rotate that knee back, and bring it down. And 2. And down. And 3. And 4. And last one, 5, and down. Here we're going to press up into a plank. And then bring that knee closest to me, and we're going to come into a pigeon. So that foot comes to the opposite side of our mat, and then knee drops. If your hips are very tight, which most of us are, grab a block, or if you have a pillow, something that gives you a little support, slide that right under that back glute, and give yourself a little support here. In this pose, we want those hips forward, so we don't want to be opening out here. So that's keep the hips forward. And then you can stay upright here, or maybe come down to the elbows and just feel that hip and glute stretch. And we'll hold this here about 30 more seconds. A little longer. This gets deep in that hip and that glute. And we'll slowly start to come up. And we're going to press back into our tabletop. So we're going to do that all to the other side. I am just going to turn so that you can see me. You are now going to do the leg that is furthest away from the camera. So we'll start with that rotation. So we're going to lift that knee up, rotate it out to the side, and down. 2. Nice and slow. Keep that core tight. Keep those hips square to the mat. We're just moving from within that hip. Last one here. Up, around, and down. And reverse. We go out. Bring it around and down. 2. And 3. And 4. And last one, 5. And down. Very nice. Tuck those toes. Come up into a plank. And then bring that knee in. And lower that hip. Okay, grab a block here. And then staying upright or maybe lowering all the way down. I'll just hold this about 30 more seconds or so. stretch feels so nice. One that if you can do it every day, it really helps with your hips, flexibility, mobility. All right, let's start to come up here nice and slow. And then we're gonna press back into that hands and knees. And we're gonna sit all the way through. We're gonna come down onto our backs. And we're gonna roll all the way down. Hands are at our sides, our feet are hip width apart. And we're gonna come into some arches. We're gonna alternate pressing up. So let me show you a couple here. So we're gonna press through that leg closest to me first, and the other leg is up, and then lower down, and press up, and down. Up and down, so just like that. Keep that core tight. All right, ready? Here we go. Press up and down. 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now keep both feet down, roll those hips up, press up, squeeze those glutes, and hold here in a bridge. And then nice and slow, lower back down. And again, roll those hips up, squeeze. And back down. So we're going to get into the hips and the hamstrings a little bit more. I'm just going to turn here so that you can see me. All right, so that leg closest to me, we're going to cross that ankle over, flex our feet. This may be enough of a stretch here, or maybe just slightly pressing on the knee. Otherwise, if you can, flex those feet, reach through, grabbing the hamstring, or maybe you can reach the shin. Our head is relaxed on our mat, and then pull that knee in. Feel that glute and hip stretch. If you want, you could rock side to side here. That might feel nice on the low back. Very nice, good release. And we'll go right to the other side. So we cross the ankle furthest away from me, flex our feet, reach through, and hold here, hip glute stretch on that opposite side. And go ahead, release. We'll put both feet on our mat. Grab your strap and just lay it right over foot. Squeeze that quad. Hold it here. And then bend that knee in towards the chest. Release. And then squeeze. Push it super straight. Squeeze that quad. Flex that foot. And bend it in. Release. And press it straight. Squeeze. And bend it in. This time we're going to take our strap, put it around the foot, and then push that leg straight. So hold that hamstring stretch here. Pull that shin towards the forehead. And this back leg can stay bent here, or maybe it might feel good to let the leg extend long. Now you can hold this here, or if you want to get a little more into the IT band, let this foot just slightly cross the midline of the body until you feel that start to pull on that IT band. Very nice. Come back to center, hold here. And bend that knee, release. Let the strap drape back over the abs. We'll go right to the other side. So like furthest from me now, it's going to extend straight, flex that foot, squeeze that quad. And then bend that knee and release. And again, push it straight and flex. And bend it in. Last time, push it straight, flex that foot. And release it. And put that strap around and straighten. And pull that chin towards the forehead. Try to open up. Want to keep our leg as straight as we can here, right? If we bend it, then we lose that stretch. So straight first, and then we start to bring it towards the face. And then an option here too for that, to add that IT band stretch, we let that foot slightly cross the midline of the body and hold. And slowly come back to center, hold here. Very nice, release. And you can set that strap off to the side. We're gonna bring both knees in towards our chest, flex our feet. We're gonna open those knees out wide and then bring our feet directly above our knees. If you can reach the soles of your feet, grab the soles of your feet here. If not, and you can just reach the ankles, grab the ankles. What we wanna do is start to press down, like you're trying to push those knees into your floor. So you're feeling this in the inner thigh groin here. And you could stay still, or it might feel nice to just rock side to side. So just hold here. Very nice. Bring those ankles together, bring those knees together. Just do a few circles here. We're going to take a twist. So we'll start with the leg closest to me in, and then extend that back leg long. Then we're going to let that knee just fall over to the opposite side as our gaze goes over to the right. We want both shoulders on our mat. So if your shoulder's starting to pop off, back off of the twist. Very nice. Come back to center, and then we'll go right to the other side. So bring that knee, opposite knee in, and then let it fall over to the side and twist. Just a few more breaths here. Very nice. Roll back to center. Bring those knees in one more time. Wrap those arms around those shins. Let that low back release into the mat. Very nice. And from here, we're going to come up. So you can either rock forward and back a few times, or just let the knees fall to the side and press yourself up. Thank you so much for joining me for this athletic stretch. I hope you feel fully stretched out, and we'll see you next time.